Now we have here forms of communication. As I mentioned, we have verbal communication, the use of voice sentences. Most of the time, class, we use words. But of course, okay, when we are facing the person we're communicating with, it's not just about words. It also involves, okay, non-verbal cues. Okay? So when we say words class, it can be spoken, okay, or oral. It can also be written. For example, no, in the office class, we may not have the opportunities class to be able to communicate directly with our bosses, okay, with our immediate superiors. So what we do is we put into writing, okay, and then send, okay, going to the proper channel, the protocol, okay. So that is why communication can also be done in written form. Okay, so there is high controllability because it actually depends on us what we intend to say, what the message we want to convey. Okay, even also with the words that we have, class, we choose the words. Okay, as long as we are not actually controlled by our subjective being. No, sometimes when we are angry, class, okay, our thoughts are overrun by our emotions, and so anything comes out from our mouth. And then later on, we realize that we should not have spoken those words. But we already did, okay? Although we try actually to, okay, take back, but sometimes the impact or the effect of what had spoken is something that we cannot take back, okay? So we have here nonverbal communication class. This has something to do with facial expressions. You know what? Our face can convey messages more than the words can say. No? And I do agree. Even if the person is agreeing, seeming to agree with you, nodding, but look at the facial expression. Does the person really intend to agree with you? Or is it actually up to you as a person to decipher what is the meaning behind the nodding? Does it necessarily mean agreeing? It may not be. Okay? So we have to be keen observers. You have your facial expressions can express different emotions. Happiness. Without saying a word, we can say that the person is happy. Just look at the eyes. Without saying a word, we can say that the person is angry. Okay? So there are many messages that can be sent by our facial expression. Of course, it requires a person to be observant, sensitive enough to decipher the meanings behind the facial expression. Okay? You also have your bodily language. Okay? When a person keeps on walking from one direction to another, and you ask, okay, are you okay? Is it something? Yes, I'm okay. But the person keeps on walking. The meaning to say that person is not okay. Something is bothering that person. When the person is supposed to be sitting but keeps on fidgeting, seeming to be uneasy, something is wrong. So it requires the other person to be observant, to be able to know, to be able to tell that something is bothering that person. Okay? Even the movement of the eyes. The eye contact, the movement of the eyes class, okay, can really be sending messages. Okay? And there can be actually other forms of expressions. For example, the kind of materials, the kind of belongings that we have also speak for ourselves. Okay? The way we dress, okay, the way we groom ourselves will actually speak for ourselves. Okay, our preferences, our choices, without us telling the other person that this is me, this is what I am. Okay, so there can actually be different forms. How about class when we are to attend meetings class and we're actually asked to submit reports? Okay, there are many messages that can be sent even with the graphs, the tables that we present, even without explaining. Okay, as long as the person actually share your profession, share the kind of work that you have, you can actually show them the graph, the tables, and they can actually identify the meanings behind it. Okay, so that's it. Even there is actually no word that is spoken. Okay, so unstated here, non-verbal channel can be more informative than the verbal channel.